What's up, gang? Probably a little weird. It's a Thursday, I know. But I'm sure most of you saw the community post and whatnot, so we won't be hanging out Sunday or Saturday like we normally do. I'll be out of town this weekend. So figured why not? Why not just do a little streamy stream the first day I get available, since I'll be gone tomorrow. Only downside to it, we won't be able to talk about Bad Batch because Bad Batch won't be out yet. So we'll have to put that off a little bit. We'll actually have 2 episodes of Bad Batch to talk to about the time we come back together. I remembered to actually unmute myself this time. So we're starting off already on the right foot for the most part. Let's see. What's up, Jay? Hello, darkness, my old friend. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Just got finished watching Real Rejects Superman and Lois reaction. Watched their Loki one earlier today. Some good stuff, man. Good stuff. How's everybody feeling this week? Doing all right. Good to hear. So, what do we want to start off with? If it's kind of chill, I know it's in the middle of the week. It's a weird spot in the day, so if it's not too popping off, maybe we can just have like a chill little game stream or something like that for the next hour or two. Loki, I thought was awesome this week. I saw a lot of people were a little bummed about it being a slower episode. I have to say I disagree with that. Personally, I thought it was really good. And then again, you got people not understanding the term filler, and there's nothing fillery about that episode. So I don't know, man. I feel like people just find anything and everything to complain about these days. And I thought it was great. The back and forth between Sylvie and Loki was great. Learning about her backstory was great. Seeing them play off of each other was so much fun. I don't know. I had a blast with the episode. Like, sure, it wasn't like we had like what? Oh, actually, I don't even know how you say it's like even slow, because we had like 3 fight scenes. The one in the beginning, the one on the train, and then the one at the end, like with the disaster happening. I was like, I don't fucking understand. I don't know, man. I don't understand some people sometimes. What's up, Flash? What's up, Mocker? What's up, GX? I'm doing all right. Just got off work. Literally just got off work. My shift ends at 5 and here we are. I hope Red Tornado appears on Superman and Lois season 2. He appeared on Supergirl, and then writers kind of, I'll be honest, I forgot about him. They did Red Tornado. Oh my god, I don't remember that. Oh yeah. Okay, I completely forgot that Red Tornado was done before. Yeah, man. Hell, shit, that would be cool. Yeah, totally watch this week's episode of Loki. It means I get to watch something after Bad Batch tomorrow. Well, I mean, if we talk Loki, I mean, I don't want to spoil things for you. Is that sarcasm? Have you watched it? I don't want to ruin anything. My thoughts on the episode? I thought it was awesome. Is it? I don't know. It's not. I think episode 2 might still be I don't know, man. It's hard. Like it's really hard for me to like judge all 3 episodes against each other right now, because there's like high points of each episode that I really love. So I'm just like, I don't know which one I can't say that I have a favorite of the 3 so far. I really liked episode 3 though, because that back and forth between Sylvie and our Loki, well, not our Loki, our Loki's dead. This Loki was a lot of fun, and just seeing him kind of unwind on the train, especially, and become vulnerable. And maybe it's a lot easier because technically he's being vulnerable to himself. Was really beautiful. I like how they did that. Like him really kind of letting loose and giving into his like Nordic roots was really sweet as well. The hymns he was kind of singing, the chants, and then the another callback. I loved it. It was really solid. Is Loki part of the multiverse? Technically. How do you think The Flash season 7 will end? I don't know. I really don't know how the season is going to end. I know the 150th episode's coming up, and I know they've teased official images of certain people showing up, like Impulse, but there's other people that have unofficially not been credited that are going to be making appearances that I'm not sure if I should or shouldn't discuss, because it's not officially talked about. So the 150th episode I think is going to be bonkers insane, and I can't wait for it. Next week's episode looks like it's actually going to be pretty good. It's finally kicking off the Godspeed arc, and I get a feeling that this tail end of it is going to be where they've kind of been hoarding their budget, so to speak, because from what I know and what I've seen as far as like leaked set photos and stuff, that unfortunately, no matter how much I try, I end up seeing them on Twitter every time I go on to promote something or I'm bored and scrolling. There's always something that I see that I probably shouldn't see. And so I think this tail end is going to be pretty crazy and might just blow the water out of the whole everything we've seen in the show up to this point. I also heard that these past couple of episodes that have been that haven't really had a lot of Barry in it, have been because of himself having had a kid just recently, so he wanted some extra time off. So that's why his role has been reducing these last couple of episodes. So like, I get it. I could respect it. I would have liked it if those episodes were at least better than they were. So I'm really curious. I really think with COVID restrictions, because this whole season was filmed with all the COVID restrictions in place before the vaccine was even put out. So I'm hoping with season 8, once they start filming that with restrictions starting to lax up a little bit, that season 8 won't really have a lot of these problems, because a lot of season 7, they're just not allowed to have so many people in a given set at one time, and it shows. I mean, look at that Jitters. When they were at Jitters this week, there was just the barista and Chester and Allegra. Nobody else there. You can't tell me in a massive city there's not at least one other person who wants some coffee in Central City. So I really hope season 8's a little less affected by all of these filming restrictions that have been in place. And I get it. It's to keep people safe. And of course, season 8 is going to be kicking off with a crossover event, a 5-episode crossover-like event. It's not going to involve the other shows, but we're going to have like a crossover-like feeling is what they've said, but only on the Flash. That at least is what they've said so far. After watching, I would have loved a 1-hour cut of Loki singing. See, at least with the Zemo thing for that, they just looped it for an hour. I mean, they could have looped it for him and have him just singing the same thing the entire time. I'd be down for that. Have I seen Batman The Long Halloween just yet? No. I'm waiting for part 2 to come out. I figured I'm just gonna wait for Halloween part 2 to come out, and then I'll watch them both back to back, do a review on the whole thing, and then put up like a reaction watch along for both on the Patreon. So far, I've reacted to The Flash, Loki, Bad Batch, Superman, and Lois. What's my favorite show that I really like? Right now, I think Superman and Lois is my favorite show on TV at the moment. I love Loki to death, but again, I have a huge DC bias, and I think what they're doing over on Superman and Lois is magic. I adore this show, and I can't wait for next week. Our boy Dig is going to be there, and I don't know how much he will contribute to the episode, but I imagine it won't be much, but we'll see. This is kind of off topic, but this orange juice I'm drinking is finger licking good. Well, I'm glad, man. How do you feel about Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum apparently trying to create an animated sequel show to Smallville? If they can get it off the ground, I will be all for it. I saw that today, and it made me happy. Did Morgan Edge put another Kryptonian consciousness into Superman? That is my interpretation of what happened. Because I don't... Unless Superman's just going to go along with it, unless Clark is just going to go along with it, I just don't see him actually having turned. And I don't believe that Lois had thought he was actually turned. Unless he, of course, is having a consciousness forced into him. If it's Zeta, if it's Morgan Edge's father, that'll be some crazy tough shit. And that would make so much sense with what happens later. But I think that is going to be the direction that they go with it. What's up, man? You heard about Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming to Blu-ray. Yeah, somebody sent me a message on Twitter about it. We finally have a release date. You can already pre-order it, I think, in the UK and have it shipped to the US, but there's finally an actual US release date. So I'm really looking forward to it. I really hope that we get to see some old villains come back, like some rogues for season 8. We definitely need Matt Lester to return as Reverse Flash. I feel like we're going to keep Tom Cavanaugh for a while with that, but I really do feel like we need to have Lester back, because let's be honest, as much as I love Tom Cavanaugh, at this point we know Eobard's true face is Matt Lester, so like just bring him back. And of course we might have, I know a lot of people are like holding out for Eddie to come back as Cobalt Blue, so we'll have to wait and see if that happens. What's up, Charlie? Yeah, not to mention that it felt like Barry and Iris were kind of distant. Yeah, that's another thing I've heard, is that because of like the COVID stuff on set and Barry and Grant having just had a baby, he requested like less kissing scenes and stuff like that, with them like being intimately close. That's why, like, when we saw them in the last episode, when they were banging in the archives, that they were across from each other in that but with that rack between them, because he's just worried about getting his newborn sick. So again, I respect it, but you could kind of see it once you know about it. There's a little something's off, but again, I'm glad this season, at least one of the best things that I think they've done this season is they've actually been giving Iris things to do and more urgency, making her feel like more about more a part of the team. Even if there are some weird things here and there, there's been a lot more Iris love this season, and I like that a lot, because it feels like they haven't really been giving her a lot to do. And thank you, Renee, for the super chat. I'm not supposed to be on here at work, but it's slow. I can't blame you, man. Anytime it's slow for me at work, let's be real. Let's be real. What do we do? What do we do? Exactly. Nah. I'm glad you're here, though. Watch the videos about what season 8 should be. They said it will be Barry and the Reverse Flash concluding their story. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know about that, but that would be pretty cool. I don't know. I think that's something they should say for the final season. We don't have any hard evidence that season 8 will be the last season, though, so I'm not too sure. Bad Batch dropped a mid-season teaser. Have you watched it, or are you going to react to it for the channel? So once a show starts, I try to avoid those teaser trailers, those next episode trailers. With Flash and Legends and Batwoman and stuff like that, I've kind of given up on avoiding the promos because I've been needing to know what's coming next in a way to try to be excited for some of them. So I've kind of just been watching all the Arrowverse promos as of late. So like for Bad Batch, Loki and stuff like that, any of the Marvel shows that we've covered on the channel, I've wholeheartedly avoided any of those mid-season trailers that came out for WandaVision. Like after the show started, I didn't watch any of the special shit or trailers that they put up online. Because at least with those things, I know I'm going to get some crazy surprises, and I try to keep it as honest as possible, especially since those are going to be much shorter seasons, like just the 6 episodes of Loki, the 14 episodes of Bad Batch. I'm just like, well, I'm just going to play it by ear, so I avoid all that stuff. But I will say, at least these past 2-3 weeks, I've watched the promos for the CW shows because I'm just like, what's going to happen? Please like for Legends, I was like, I need a clue for what's happening next week because I did not like this episode. Same with Flash this week. I did not like this episode, and once I saw the promo for next week, at least I'm excited for next week. I didn't like the 3rd Loki episode. It kind of ruined the show vibe for me. I don't get that. I loved episode 3. I don't know why people were so upset with it. Like, if you could explain me what you didn't like about it, I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. Hope Diggle will return as Green Lantern. I do too, man. I really do. I think he has an arc throughout these appearances that he's got, and from what he said in an interview, it has to do with him accepting his cosmic destiny, because up until this point he has rejected that destiny. So I feel like over time, as we see him, and this being the 2nd appearance of him, again, we don't know exactly when Superman and Lois takes place compared to the other shows. I feel like it is a little bit in the future of the other episodes that we're seeing in the season, so this could be the end of his arc, which would be weird if it aired out of order like that. I think by the time, and that's another reason I think that they might have went on break, because the Flash Diggle episode hasn't happened yet. Flash isn't going on break at all. Legends isn't going on break, so he's still got 2 appearances in those shows. And I think Supergirl's coming. Well, Supergirl will come back after the break, so maybe he'll be Green Lantern and Supergirl. It just would be weird if we got the conclusion to his arc in the middle of all of that. So I'm kind of curious about that. And it would also be weird when there's 3 episodes left. So if you bring in Green Lantern with 3 episodes left and he's not there to like fix the issue, I feel like he's just stopping in to case things, and he probably won't have a huge impact for the arc. But I think by the end of Diggle's journey, over the next few weeks across all the shows, at the end of it, he will finally wear the ring. And I think that's why we saw him in Batwoman having those migraines and getting that getting that brain scan so that he could figure out why he's getting these headaches. And I think that's the rejection of the ring and the ring calling to him that's giving him that pain. Snyder wants to make a Rick and Morty movie. Weird. I feel like he could do something. I think that might be up his alley, but I don't know. That's kind of a weird combo when I like reading it. I think I get good with the ending. Season get back in time and fighting. Love the episode of Superman and Lois. Also want to say that if the Kane family, as much as I like Luke and Mary's characters, I'm done with the show. Want to say if they write off the Kane family, as much as I like Luke and Mary, I'm done with the show. Yeah. If they get rid of the Kane family, I honestly, as again, like you said, at this point, I'm just there for Luke. And that's not enough to carry the show. And I don't know if I'll react to it in season 3, if that is what happens at the end of the season. But I will probably still at least watch it for Cameron Johnson, because I do want to support him. And his transition into Batwing is something I'm excited for. So we'll just kind of see how that all goes. We just have to play it by ear, man. But I've been opposed to them getting rid of the Kane storyline from the get-go, especially considering Kate Kane is whether they want to care about it or not, a paragon. They did this to themselves. They made her a paragon. She helped create the reality we are living in right now. She's one of the 7 however many, I think it was 7 paragons that created the universe that they're existing in. So like, have her be there. Don't retire her. Don't have her, at least if you don't want to have her on the show, be like, she's going to find Bruce finally. She needs to find Bruce. And then we can have a Bruce and Superman show with Superman and Lois. Finally have Batman as Superman on TV and on screen. Like, because I feel like Superman and Lois for all their new shows is going to be the bar for all their new shows, because all their new shows are done in partnership in a deal with HBO. Like, as far as whatever they make will be on HBO next. Like, that is where it is destined to be, and HBO wants quality shit. So obviously Superman and Lois is getting a lot of love, because right now that is going straight to HBO Max once the season's over. I think that's going to be the blueprint for any of the new shows. I just hope some of the existing shows moving forward get a little bit of that love as well. What's up, Lucky BX? Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. The support and the love. It would be interesting if Mahershala Ali's Blade is a variant of Wesley Snipes. I mean, technically. I mean, if you think about it, Wesley Snipes' Blade would be part of the multiverse, so but in essence would be a variant. So that'd be cool. Wesley's Blade dies, Mahershala takes over. We'll have to see how they kind of explain the whole branching of the multiverse going forward, but I would really like that. Because again, I'm still really attached to Wesley Snipes as Blade, so I'm just curious to see how that whole thing goes, especially since Mahershala was in Luke Cage, and I still want them to somehow make the Defender universe canon, because I want Matt Murdock, I want Charlie Cox in there. So each little puzzle piece is a little bit getting away from that hope, and I want to get back into that because I really love Daredevil and what they did with that. It's the only iteration of Daredevil I've ever really liked, so I think they did some wonders with that. Superman Lois is great, but does anybody feel like the budget is slowly dwindling? The most apparent with the last episode, the CGI especially has gone downhill. I disagree with that. I feel like it's maintained pace. I don't feel like anything's been different. Now, I did hear that the TV broadcast actually aired it with a incomplete VFX shot. Thankfully, I watched it on the app and I didn't have that problem. But yeah, I think it looks just as good as the first episode. I don't think anything's fallen off. The effects have always had this kind of like glossy, kind of not completely real, but like this like filter that they put on the effects to make it blend in and make it stylized. It's always looked like that. If you go back and watch like the earlier episodes, it looks exactly like how it looks right now. It's just the way they're rendering the scenes. In the Bad Batch, do you think that Crosshair will have a showdown with Cad Bane with toothpicks? That would be awesome, especially given Crosshair is the sharpshooter of them all. I'd love to see him go up against Cad, because especially since Cad bested Hunter quite easily. Am I worried about Titan Season 3 having too many stories and characters? Yeah. They haven't given any attention to the characters that they've had. So many of them are still, after 2 seasons, in the middle of their arcs. And no love has been given to... Hell, they didn't finish anybody's storyline last season except for Dick. After 2 seasons. It's just, I don't know, man. And we're adding more people. We're just branching out. So I'm just like, come on, guys. I really hope... Now, they do have some new writers for Season 3. So maybe they can make it work and make sense once the season comes out. We'll find out in August, man. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to react to it because I've got a very negative opinion of Titans up to this point. And I don't know if it's worth the hassle of just me reacting and kind of cringing if things don't like actually improve in the next couple episodes. So I don't know. Then again, when I watch things with you guys, like when I do it like this, I do have a little bit more of an enjoyment of it because it kind of feels like I'm watching it with people. Like, even though it's just me recording stuff, I know you guys are going to see it. And so, like, when I'm watching something, I do kind of feel like your energy. Sometimes it makes the experience better, but sometimes you have episodes like last night with The Flash, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? Can we talk about Loki? Flash is extra meh this season. I agree with that. Yeah, man. Whatever you, any Loki or any of your Loki questions, throw them my way, guys. And then again, Zack Snyder's wanting to direct an animated Rick and Morty movie or live action. A live action Rick and Morty movie would be a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the time when like you do like the animation to live action, like sometimes, especially with a show like Rick and Morty, that I feel like that wouldn't. I don't feel like that's a show that would work in live action personally, but you prove me wrong. Anybody, do it. Don't be cowards. Give it a shot at least. You put that image of Batman and Catwoman in OnlyFans supposedly after the image was removed from Twitter.
Cheers.
It's well beyond Twitter now at this point. Sorry guys. They can't stop it no matter what. It's out there, and they shot themselves in the foot with that statement. That's the most ass backwards statement I've ever heard. Especially considering the storylines that they have in their comic books and their last animated film. Not their last one, the last major animated film. The Killing Joke, they animated that. They promoted that so hardcore because that's like an iconic ass story from the comics. And guess what Batman does in that? He bones Batgirl. That's one of the opening scenes, is him banging Batgirl. So like, why can't he go down on Catwoman? I don't understand. Batman gets taken advantage of, drugged, and fathers a child that he didn't, wasn't actually there for or consented to. That's a comic storyline. Dick Grayson has also had non-consensual bondage time in the comics. The comics, man. And you're like, heroes don't go down. They don't pleasure their lover. But we will promote them being like taken advantage of against their will any time of the day. It's okay. It's okay, guys. What the fuck is that? Sorry. Tangent. What villains would you like to see in the Batman sequel? I would love to see Scarecrow, Professor Pig, Hugo Strange, Court of Owls, Mr. Freeze. With what they're doing, if the Court of Owls, which I feel like the Court of Owls might actually be part of the Batman storyline. It's kind of hinted at, but I don't know if they'll go that way. If they don't, I would want the Court of Owls. If they do, if that is part of it already and we want to pick something else, I would like to see a Mr. Freeze done in like in that gritty kind of way. Not as much as I love the campiness of it, not in the Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of way. What's up, Captain J? I know they're a ways off, but are you interested in the new upcoming DC HBO Max animated series, Batman the Caped Crusader, and My Adventures with Superman, Aquaman, King of Atlantis? I am, man. I am looking forward to those. I'll even watch Adventures of Strange Adventures? Strange Adventures. The Adam Strange show. I'm going to be looking for that as well. Do you think real Godspeed is Kramer's brother? I mean, it's possible. I was kind of thinking that because I don't know why else would you bring it up right now. But she said his name was like Adam Crike or Crike? I don't know. I couldn't really understand what his last name was, but we know, unless he changed his name or something like that, like he's supposed to be August Hart, right? So like, I don't know, unless they're changing Godspeed's backstory, because they've already identified Godspeed as August Hart before, unless we have a new Godspeed and it's Kramer's brother. I don't understand the plot going on around Kramer at all, and who knows what's going to happen with it. I thought Loki episode 3 was good, but not as great as episode 1 or 2. It felt like filler. I don't agree with that. I think anybody calling it filler doesn't know what a filler is. It furthered the story. It had purpose. It set up our characters in a position where it's going to move the story forward. We learned about both our characters. We learned about this mystery variant that we've been tracking the whole time. It's the definition of not filler. I'd recommend the new Long Halloween movie. I enjoyed it a lot. So if in case you just came in, you missed earlier, I'm going to wait until Long Halloween Part 2 comes out before I already bought it, but I haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting for Long Halloween Part 2 to come out so I can watch it back to back, and then I'm going to review it as like a complete two-parter. Kind of like with Death of Superman and Reign of Superman. I thought that was really fun to watch those back to back, and I don't know. Especially with the Long Halloween being one continuous story, I'd like to watch it in one go, you know? So I'm going to wait until it comes out. I know some people have already reviewed it and stuff like that, but I'm going to wait until Part 2 comes out before I watch it. And that was kind of a on-the-fly decision that I made. How many more episodes are left for Superman and Lois? We got episode 12, 13, 14, and 15. So 4. 4 more episodes left. I personally really liked episode 3 of Loki. My only issue was that it felt too short. It did. And it was the shortest episode we've got so far, but usually when you've got an action-packed episode, we've seen this with their other shows, the more action that is going on, the more budget they got to spend. So they keep those episodes nice and tight. For it to be the quality that it is, it's got to be shorter, especially when they go CGI heavy and action heavy like they did in this last episode. What's up, John-Luc? Sometimes when I scroll down just a little bit, it slingshots me to the bottom of the list, and I have to find my place again. To be honest, the only thing I liked in the Flash episode was Joe and Kramer. Honestly, despite the Kramer bit, anything that has Joe involved in it, I'm going to like. Again, I'm a Jesse Martin simp. I love him to death. Joe is one of my favorite characters in the entire Arrowverse. So seeing him get excited about something and be a detective about something, and who knows, he may... Since he's not a cop anymore, since he's not the chief of police, he might actually become his own little private detective agency like in the comics. So maybe we'll go that route. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I like that whole bit. Aside from Allegra's power upgrade, which was cool, Sue Dearborn's cat suit, which always gets me, and Joe himself, just his existence, and Barry's confusion, those are the only good things in the episode to me. And how we got to Allegra's upgrade was dumb as hell. Her entire plot was dumb as hell. The acting was dumb as hell. The story was dumb as hell. The dialogue was dumb as hell. I'm sorry. I could not. And like it was directed by Daniel Panabaker, and I'm just like, really? It kind of makes sense with the shoddy beam battles when the person behind the camera is also somebody who is lazy when they do their power effects. I like her acting, I like her performances, but like she is like the biggest culprit when it comes to not doing anything when you're putting your hands up. She's just like, stand, hands up, and the VFX team will do the rest. You still got to do something. You still got to put some oomph to it. There is an art to pretending to have powers, man. Go look at any of the X-Men films. At least they get that right. The only thing that saved the Flash episode was Sue and Joe Kramer stuff. I agree with that. Yeah. Do you think Bad Batch Crosshair will have a showdown with Cad Bane? Yeah, you sent that earlier, and I believe I answered that. I would like to see that, especially considering Crosshair is obviously their sharpshooter. So I think he would be a better match for him than Hunter, who was just really a tracker that just happens to be a lot better at combat than a lot of your standard clones. I would love to see Batman and Superman and Lois. I think eventually we might. We at least know Warren Christie is this world's Bruce Wayne, so they've already got an actor on call for it. So they just need the go-ahead from WB to let them play with that storyline. I'm really conflicted about Batwoman Season 2. I like the new actress, but the writing is just terrible this season. If she got good writing, I think she'd be a great Batwoman. I agree with that. I thought the first 2 episodes, like her introduction, was good. I really like those first 2 episodes. It was a good transition, good introduction to her character. They tied her into what was going on with Alice and setting her up with a conflict with Alice so that we could keep Alice in the storyline. I think they rushed wrapping up the Thomas Elliott stuff real quick, but I thought her introduction, so like the first 2 to 3 episodes, I thought were pretty good, especially with winning me over for her. from episode like 3 or 4, I can't remember which, but from there to like the middle of the season to episode 12, it became so unbearably boring. The entire Coriana arc, the entire stuff with Sophia, I could tell you I gave no shits about. However, from episode 13 onward, I felt like the writing was actually pretty good. These last 4 episodes have been fire, in my opinion. These last 2, these last 4 have been good. These last 2 have been fire. I think these last couple episodes have been actually pretty good. This like tail end of the season, and that's not how, I mean, I get it. You're saving it up, you're ramping up for the finale, but like that's how you lose people if you do this shady, boring ass shit in the middle of your episodes and your middle of your season. That's how you lose people. I swear to God, up until episode 13, if that episode wasn't good, I was ready to quit. I was going to stop reacting to it. I was going to watch it on my own time just to figure out how they finished this Kate shit. But I was getting so frustrated with watching the show. But those last few episodes, man, these last few episodes have saved my enjoyment of it. And it's after the Clue Master episode, I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. I really like Clue Master. I really like the introduction of Stephanie Brown, setting her up as a possible love interest for Luke down the line. You know, obviously expanding the Bat family by having another from the comics Bat family member in the world. I thought that was a lot of fun. After that, it was just trying to hook me on. But the moment they did this stuff with Tavroff and Luke, that's when I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. Now I'm like itching for the next episode. And I have not ever itched for the next episode of Batwoman. Not even in season 1. So like, I think that was a really good, these last couple episodes were pretty good. Feige doesn't like to play with people's sloppy seconds. You're not wrong. He likes to play with the toys he created. 6 episodes, half of 9 is 6 is 3. What's that in response to? See that conversation. I heard there are only 3 episodes left of Loki. Yeah, there's only 3. It's only 6 episodes. Yeah, they said it was only 6 episodes like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Isn't Daredevil going to be in No Way Home? That's a rumor. It's not confirmed, but I hope they do. I hope he is in there, and I really hope so. If they make Daredevil canon, Iron Fist will also have to be made canon. Not necessarily with this whole variant stuff. They can pick and choose what they want to keep. So, we'll see. Kevin said that Netflix Marvel shows are canon to the MCU. When did he say that? Because last thing he said was that they weren't. So, unless that was a more recent statement, as of like a couple months ago, like a month or 2 ago, he's been like, yeah, nope. That and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now are not canon. So unless he said something since then, I feel like that would be a little bit of a spoiler. I wonder who would be the villain for the first 5 episode crossover event of The Flash. Best guesses for me. I'm wondering if it'll be set up after whatever happens at the end of this. Like if whatever happens at the end of this season might set that up for the next season to start off with a 5 episode crossover event. That'd be pretty interesting. So I don't know. I have no guesses. I mean, what time do you watch the episodes? Typically, without Loki, typically I will watch them as they air since I have a DVR, and I will watch it, record my reaction as I'm watching to it live. So when the episodes actually air on live TV, unless there's a storm, unless there is broadcasting issues, which I typically have with my local station, I try to watch them when it airs. With Loki involved, I have to actually sleep because I work the next day. Loki comes out at 3, so I need to watch Loki at 3. So I usually will, since Loki has been airing on Wednesdays, that has thrown my entire schedule off the loop. So I've been going to bed at like 8 p.m., waking up at 1 when the new episodes of Superman and Lois and Flash drop on the CW app. I will watch those while I'm waiting for Loki to come out. Then I will watch Loki at 3 a.m., edit Loki first, because that's obviously the priority. That's the big shit right now. Get that out as soon as I can. immediately start editing Superman and Lois to get that out. Again, that's the higher priority at the moment. And then Flash is my the stepchild there who gets the final attention there. Plot twist: Eobard Thawne is behind the TVA. That would be fun. That would be funny. What's up, Green? A tandem. You're gonna hate me for addressing this, but when I saw your reaction through Connor DeCon's channel, I thought you were just a YouTuber that is just very quiet. What? I don't know who. Connor. Wait. I don't even know who that is. Oh, is this like a compilation channel? This is one I haven't seen before, so interesting. Thought you were just a I mean, I think compared to some of the other reactors, I am definitely a little more quiet. I'm a little less eccentric, unless I'm really in a good mood or something really insane happens, like Luke Skywalker showing up. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm fairly reserved in a lot of ways, which was why I'm kind of surprised enough people actually seem to enjoy watching my reactions. Didn't realize how good the CW looks on a 4K TV. The shows look amazing. Hate seeing broadcast versions. I know, man. It's really disgusting, to be honest. I hate going back to it, but if I need to get my stuff out on time, I have to watch the broadcast. Because even the Flash, like all the shows, like they have decent, well, not all of them. The Flash has good effects for the most part. But yeah, I think they're really shot well. My personal opinion on the Timekeepers is that it's just Kang, and that Ravonna came in as a variant. Kang fell in love with her, made her a top dog, and that's why she's the only one who's met him. Interesting theory. So now that we know that the TVA agents have memories, they've existed, they've had lives before the TVA, you think Mobius's obsession with jet skis and vintage soda is because that was like the time frame just before he became a TVA agent? I think that'd be really cool. I love watching the CW app because my cable is always 480p. I'm sorry about that. That is, yeah. The CW app, despite its problems and its heavy ad usage, which if you use Firefox and you have ad blocker, I'm sorry to do this, CW. I love you, but it gets rid of the ads completely. And that's how I watch it. Like it doesn't work on it doesn't seem to work though on Chrome though, and I don't know why. Looks like Barry's in the chat, whipping out the cat box because she just came home a little bit ago, and I'm on the stream. I don't know what that was. What's up, GX? Also hidden up with cat box. Join late, but what do you think about next week's promo about Godspeed? I'm excited that we're finally moving into something that's going to be interesting. We've been teasing Godspeed for 2 seasons now, and we're finally getting into the meat of it, and it looks like he shows up and he wrecks their shit. And I'm always a fan of when your heroes are just on their back foot, on their back heel, like backs up against the wall, and it looks like he's coming in and he's wrecking shop. And I feel like these last couple episodes is going to be Team Flash back against the wall and seeing how they come together. And I think they might finally start to push back in the 150th episode a little bit. So I think we got some cool big stuff coming down the pipeline, and I feel like they've been saving their budget for these last couple of episodes. We'll post newest Legends of Tomorrow reaction. Will you post the newest Legends of Tomorrow reaction? I mean, I've got the latest one out. Legends won't be out again until Sunday. I see people complaining about Loki being bisexual, but people need to check out Norse mythology because he turned into a horse, got pregnant from another horse, and gave birth to a horse. Yeah, I thought that exact same thing. And, I mean, they already have, like, he's gender fluid on his TVA file, so it's not surprising to me. I mean, especially like Loki in Norse mythology and most mythology, especially Greek mythology, like they get, man, come on. They get freaky. They get freaky, man. Come on. Loki is a god of mischief, and mischief has all of its form, and one of the most typical forms of that is spreading that love, even if it means turning into a horse, fucking a horse, and then giving birth to a horse. Oh. Don't think they would tackle that on Disney Plus, though. In Batwoman, I feel like Bruce was taken by Court of Owls. It would explain some things. That would be an interesting twist. I always felt like, because like with the introduction of what was going on and building up to Crisis, that it would have been, and that some people, especially people like Psycho Pirate, who was locked up in Arkham Asylum, like if he's out there touting about the coming Crisis, my thought was like Bruce was maybe getting ahead of the Crisis, because we knew we were going to see Bruce Wayne in Crisis because Kevin Conroy was showing up to play Bruce in live action. So I was like, maybe Bruce heard about this early on and he's been disappearing because he's been trying to investigate this coming Crisis. But we are well past that now. So like, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Bruce is doing right now. I would say if he's been taken by the Court of Owls, that'd be a little lame, but just the introduction of the Court of Owls would kind of be cool. So we'll see. We'll just have to see. I wonder if it's a question they'll even ever answer. If you get rid of Kate too, that's another thing. How are you going to ever answer the Batman question? Because she's looking for her cousin. Ryan's not going to have like any agency for finding Bruce. Luke would know about him. Luke would be there. Luke would have some interest in it. But I feel like if you take away Kate, you take away a big part of the urgency of that. And I don't know. It's just weird. It's a story. It's something they just need to address at some point. Joined late. Let me get my spot again. What is love if not a fake dagger persevering? Nice blend of lines between WandaVision and that. I like that. Don't think it's Kang. Here's why. Loki finished filming December 2019. Jonathan wasn't in talks for Kang until October 2020. I don't know. They can still work that in. We saw that even with WandaVision, they were making changes on the fly in the middle of production. So who knows? Oh man, I missed the Superman talk. Just ask me some, Talitha. Go for it. We're all over the place right now, so don't worry. Batman cameo with a CGI young Conroy and Superman Lois versus Warren Christie Bruce Wayne getting an in-universe TV show. Kevin Conroy, as much as I love him for the voice, he's much too slender, there'd be too much CGI. They couldn't afford to like make that a long-standing appearance for him. As much as I love him, he doesn't have the body, the frame. He's just got the voice. And how they did it in Crisis on Infinite Earths with him being a much older Bruce who needs that exoskeleton to get around, that works. Doing a CGI young Kevin Conroy, I don't think would be the budget savvy way to go. But I think Warren Christie's got the look, especially after that scene in Luke's subconscious. Bruce being the mediator between the afterlife and him and his father I think that was really well done. And I really liked how he brought that air to it. It was very different from how Thomas Elliott was portraying Bruce Wayne. Again, makes sense because Thomas Elliott is a bit batshit insane. So I really like that. I think they could do some really good things with Warren Christie. I wasn't too keen on him being the face until we saw a couple scenes with him, but then I really liked it. If they were released Long Halloween as one movie, but if it's not, I'll just watch them both back to back. That's my plan. And they did release a combination of Death of Superman and Reign of Superman double feature, like straight through as one unedited movie. So they might do that with Long Halloween too. I noticed moments ago what happened to my right hand. This? It's my left hand, but it's right on the screen. Are you talking about the scar? Confirm. Loki's so good. I agree. Loki is really good. I'm loving it right now. understand how anybody's down on this last episode. Just released the first part. They're dropping the second in July. Worst season of The Flash so far for me. I enjoy DeVoe. I really liked DeVoe. I thought DeVoe was a really good villain. The only thing I didn't like about the DeVoe storyline was that they made him so overpowered that the way they defeated DeVoe was kind of lackluster. But all of the DeVoe arc, I really liked. Cicada started off so cool, so scary, like a serial killer that hunts metas was really cool. But the moment at the end of every episode, he would just Thor's hammer away with his dagger, even though they had every opportunity to catch him, became so dissatisfying. I love Savitar. I don't understand why everybody is dogging on Savitar, because Savitar gets a lot of shit, but I think Savitar was badass as fuck. Barry being his own villain was awesome. But yeah, Cicada became very frustrating. So I don't know if I dislike that more or less than what's going on this season. The Cicada season and then what's going on right now, it's really a toss-up. I think these last couple of episodes will really solidify which one I enjoy more as a full season. Because there were some redeeming things in the Cicada stuff, like the Nora storyline and whatnot, but Cicada in general, especially when they had two Cicadas, and it became the same shtick every episode, I got really burnt out on it. Jeez, tell us how about you really feel. Yeah, this is supposed to be Allegra's story, not her cousin's story. Yeah, well, they didn't do a good job on either. Everything is solved with the power of love when it comes to the Flash. I don't think it's going to be the case in this last arc. I think it's all to the fisticuffs in these next coming arcs. So if they talk no jutsu Godspeed out of his plan, I will literally have an aneurysm on screen. You will see me die. I will die if they do this again. They can't win every fight with a talk. Superman and Lois is my new favorite show after the fact we're getting a Kryptonian war. I know, man. I was so I can't wait. Superman and Lois is just something else right now. Do I have any predictions about the Batwoman season 2 finale? So right now, my predictions are the team is just going to go in there. Obviously, I don't know how many of you saw the promo. If you haven't seen the promo or the official images put out, Luke builds his first Batwing suit and he suits up. So sorry about that. It's out there in the ether. Sorry. But and I think it looks awesome. Yeah, the helmet is a little bulky, and I think it looks more bulky and bobbleheady because of Cameron Johnson's small frame. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same proportions as the Jason Todd helmet we're seeing with Red Hood over on Titan. So yeah, it looks a little Optimus Prime-y, but it's comic accurate. So whatever, I'll take it. I'm looking forward to it. He's my favorite character in the show right now. Bring it. Suit up Luke Cage as Batwing. Do it. But yeah, they're going to go up. I don't know what I don't know what anybody else is going to do though. They don't have any of their Batwoman gear. Sophie's not a cop anymore. Not a crow anymore. Mary is just Mary. So like the only thing I can think of is that obviously Alice is going to go after Kate. We know Alice is the key to unlocking Kate's memories, so we're going to have this big old fight, this climactic battle with a false face with Menace. Tavaroth becoming Menace is going to be awesome if they do it right. Having him juiced up with snakebite venom with using Bane's venom tank is going to be cool. It could be cool. They could still screw it up, but like, yeah, it's I don't know. It's going to be intense. I think we're definitely going to see a Batwing versus Menace. We're going to see Tavaroth versus Luke, and I'm excited to see how that comes about. But Alice is going to be the one that saves the day. That's just how it's going to be. What do you think of Bitsy as Lois? Some guys have been complaining she's too old. She's not that old, though. I mean, she's just 40. I mean, she doesn't even look 40 to me. So I don't understand that complaint. What's funny is Tyler Hoechlin's only a year older than me. Only a year. And he looks like that beefy, juicy man that he is. Love your content, man. Happy to see you were shouted out by Real Rejects. Yeah. Greg and John, man, they are great. Greg has been a great friend of the channel. So I really appreciate that. That literally made my day yesterday. What's up, Omni? How you doing? And they're one of my favorite channels to watch. Like one of my go-to channels when they're reacting to trailers, and especially when there's some common shows that we're actually both doing is pretty fun. What's up, Omni? How you doing today? Doing pretty good. Doing this early stream so we can kind of get some things out of the way, since I'll be out of town over the weekend. I was bored now, so I saw that you're streaming. Not bored anymore. I'm glad I could cure that boredom. What are we talking about? Well, I'm a little behind on the chat, as you can probably tell, which is normal because I do tend to ramble on certain questions, but just drop whatever you want to talk about. Now, whatever you ask, I will comment on. According to WB, two versions of the same character can't exist at the same time unless you're the Flash movie. Like I said, I've said many a time, Warner Brothers and DC Film is so hypocritical, and they are the villains of their own films. And if you go through the history of the Arrowverse, the villain of most of the shows has been Warner Brothers. They've had to kill people off. They've had to just abandon storylines on a whim because WB decided they wanted to do something else, because we can't do two things except the Flash for whatever reason. We can't have a character exist on TV and exist in the films at the same time. The second they announced they were having a Suicide Squad movie, they made the Arrowverse kill off their Deadshot. Can't have two Deadshots. They made them never reference Task Force X again, ever again, or Amanda Waller. There's so many restrictions, and it's all WB. It's a miracle that the Arrowverse has even got as far as it's gotten, with WB still spearheading a lot of those decisions. Right now, I will at least say there is a stronger relationship with, as much as I hate to say it, with Walter Amada's regime and the WB TV side of things. There's a lot better relationship, especially since he's the one that asked Mark Guggenheim and Greg Berlanti to include Ezra Miller in their crossover. There is a bigger demand from this current regime of blending the genres together. So we'll just have to see how things evolve from right now. But historically speaking, WB has always been the enemy of their own Warner Brothers projects. Rapey storylines in the comics have happened everywhere so often. It's sad. I know, man. And there's, again, back to the hypocrisy of it all. Batman won't go down, but they don't want their hero seen going down on their lover, the person that they were about to marry, let alone. But they're fine having a full comic book storyline and a literal sidekick born out of non-consensual relations. Batman did that. Batman's had some racy covers too of their comic books, and they've never batted an eye at that. What's my opinion on this season of The Flash? It's meh. I liked a lot of the Force arc stuff. I thought there were some cool elements in it. I thought the people they cast for the individual like hosts of the forces were really cool. The conclusion was a little mixed for me. These last two episodes have been kind of shite, but I'm really hoping these last couple episodes are going to be straight bangers, because like we're finally getting to Godspeed. So I'm really hoping they pull out all the stops with these last couple episodes. The problem with Batwoman is Ryan is not the lead of her show. Kate is the lead of a show. And that's how it still feels for me. Even though I guess technically Ryan is supposed to lead, she still feels like a supporting character compared to the other members. And I think that comes down to the writing. Her agency is mostly always tied to what everybody else is doing. Honestly, Sophie, who was a character that I was never big on, like she got on my nerves quite a lot in season 1, has been, her and Luke have been, well, I like Luke. They've done some dumb shit with Luke here and there in this season, just to make some drama happen. But Luke is still my favorite character of the show. However, Sophie has been their MVP this season, and I didn't like her at all last season, but she's been the hero. I feel like they could have avoided some of this too by not creating a brand new character and just having Sophie take over, learning that Kate is lost, Kate is gone, and then her taking up her lover's mantle, carrying that on. That could have been an interesting way to go with it. Just saying. Do you think, I think I got ahead there. I think Batch will ask for Fennec's help to find Omega. We could see Fennec versus Cad, which would be an... See, I was saying that early on. I feel like since they lost Crosshair, they need the new sniper. And who's another sniper that we know really well? Fennec. I think that'd be a cool way to go. Do you think Batwoman is set up version of No Man's Land from the comics? No, I don't get that vibe right now. I don't think we're going to see a No Man's Land. If we do, that would be a huge change for it. But I don't have a vibe that they're setting up a No Man's Land arc. I forgot news. Shang-Chi trailer is releasing soon. I keep forgetting about that too, so I need to keep checking to see when that drops. I just saw this headline. George R.R. Martin wishes he had stayed ahead of the series. We all wish that, buddy. We all wish that. Because goddamn, did they ruin it. Am I going to be reacting to the Shang-Chi trailer? Yes. Who knows? If it comes out while we're still streaming, I might just do it live with you guys. Who knows? How would you feel if Diggle accepts the reign in order to stop Morgan Edge? I feel like... Because I think his Flash appearance will happen before his episode of Superman and Lois. Because of this break. Because I think he's supposed to be in episode 16 of The Flash. We just had 14. We got a 4 week break before Superman comes back. So we'll definitely have episode 16 of The Flash before that. So... it's possible, but I feel like because he still has an appearance to make on Supergirl, it's probably going to be Supergirl where he actually dons the actual lantern ring. But also, if he dons it now, we know it's only one episode that he's in of Superman and Lois. At least that's confirmed. So I feel like we're not going to... if we brought Green Lantern in, I feel like we could resolve the Morgan Edge storyline. So I feel like we probably aren't going to see him suit up in that episode. Are there any actors who you would like to see in the MCU? Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Michael Fassbender. I would love to see in a role in the MCU. Stephen Amell, just because I'm huge Stephen Amell guy. But yeah, those are the first ones that come to mind. I feel like he's reading different reactions than I'm seeing.
Hello, Zuko here.
What are you meaning, Talitha? Me? I feel like he's reading different reactions than I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm behind. Like, the chat's not... I'm pretty behind on the chat. Oh my god, I'm so behind on the chat. I'm doing good. No Way Home trailer coming? No idea. No one knows. Kang is in the quantum realm. Most likely. Did I watch Fast 9? Not yet. I won't be able to watch it until next Monday. Loki turned female too. He's pansexual for sure. Definitely. Diggle is supposed to be on Legends. Diggle isn't confirmed to be on Legends. David Ramsey is confirmed to be on Legends, but he's supposedly playing a different person. Like his Legends episode, from what I have heard, is going to be a non-Diggle appearance. So it'd be playing somebody else. What am I drinking? I'm drinking some blueberry wine from a local winery around here. That one was, we don't want to use Bruce Wayne. Warner Brothers. Nope. What is your favorite Friends episode? Mine is the one with the football. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really hard decision. I think the one with the embryos, the one with is probably my favorite. So like the one where, you know, we have the, and this is such a cop-out answer, I feel like, because there's so many good episodes, but I feel like it's, you know, it's tough to beat that like trivia off between Rachel and Monica versus Chandler and Joey with Ross hosting it. I think that's one of my enjoyable ones to watch. That's a huge glass of wine then. Looks like Coke to me. Yeah, nope. Favorite TV show going on right now? Superman and Lois. Sheena, you made it. And you're saucing. You're doing the salsa. Or the Egyptian. Can't tell. It's a very tiny emote. Who do you think was the toughest villain that Barry has gone up against? Honestly, I think up to this point, because they always pretend like the villain they're fighting is the most terriblest villain they've ever went up against. But it's not true. Mirror Mistress, definitely not. Definitely is not the most intense villain. I feel like Savitar was the deadliest villain they've gone up against, especially because it was a time remnant of Barry, and every change they made to the timeline, he was aware of because he would have those memories. So the way they beat him, I thought was a really interesting way of getting around that. So I think Savitar is probably the deadliest villain they've had. Zoom, I think, would be right next to that. And then Reverse Flash is just because he's so iconic. But DeVoe, I think, has also been a formidable threat because of his mind. Like, he was say what you will about that arc or whatever and how he's taken down, which was kind of bunk, but he was a threat. Like, he was always like 10 steps ahead of the entire. And honestly, that was their first like defeated by love moment in a way. But I think DeVoe is also on that list, at least top 5 so far. Even if this season of Batwoman ends fairly well, I don't think it could change my opinion on this season as a whole because of 1 through 12. I almost quit this show twice because it was just so bad. See, I agree. But I feel like the way the season can end, as long as they get... I feel like they had a lot to work with and they didn't really know how to transition into this storyline with Kate. I feel like once we get over this hump, maybe next season can be strong. I hope. Otherwise, I think the show's done after season 3, but I'd like a Luke spinoff. I can tell you that. Just give me Cameron Johnson in a show and I'll watch it. Owen Wilson will not say wow in Loki. Just cancel the show. There's no point anymore. Damn. Loving Loki, Superman and Lois. Yeah, Superman and Lois is my favorite show going on right now. Flash is okay. Definitely needs to end well this season and bring some fire next time, now that COVID's not as bad. I agree with that. Frantic. Sorry, hate the negativity, but the CW is pissing me off with all these breaks in Superman and Lois. It's like they purposely sabotaging it, viewership and ratings wise. 2 weeks till episode 12. The first break was because of COVID. They had a COVID incident on set, so they had to shut down. That wasn't something they planned. From what I've heard about this break and why it's not as long as the previous one was because they have to catch up on their visuals, because unlike the other CW shows, it takes longer for their post-productions, and apparently their post-production, again because of COVID, is causing them to be a little bit slower with the release of the episodes. I also feel like there's a strategy to it because of that Diggle episode to make sure that the Superman and Lois appearance happens after his appearance on The Flash. But yeah, it did have a little bit of a dip after that last break, but it's still... I think it's still, if I check the ratings again, their highest show out of all the DC stuff. Like, it's still winning if you compare it to every other CW show right now. Not every other CW show, but every other Arrowverse show. It is still leading the ratings. but it definitely saw a dip after that. Notice there's a red spot on your right hand. Looks like you got burned. Red spot. This is just my mouse pad. It just gives me a rash every now and then. And I don't know what, not like a rash, but like just from the, I don't know. It's just rough on my hand all the time for some reason. I need to get like a wrist rest. But yeah, as far as this goes, I know I probably brought that up. This is a 3rd-degree burn from when I was 1. My problem with Cicada was it was too tiring. Like, I was always thinking the Flash could just knock him out real quick. Exactly. The Cicada stuff was just stupid. The way he got away every time was just out of their own stupidity. They literally had to make all the characters dumb as hell for him to be able to get away. Did I say Luke Cage? Suit up Luke Cage's Batwing? Did I say Luke Cage? Oh God, Mary is just Mary. Yes. Ross, Joey, and Chandler are the 3 timekeepers. Oh God. Oh no. Please no. I don't know why you still watch Batwoman. Once I start something, I commit. I'm still watching The Walking Dead. I'm still watching that. Like, I'll see something through after I put so much time into it. So, and again, I think right now, if you exclude the first couple, the middle of the season, I think these last 5 episodes have been really good. Love Kate and Alice ruling Gotham. Hell yeah. Loved Bitsy since Grimm. See, I never watched Grimm. What season of Batwoman do I like more? Season 1. I mean, still season 1. I still think season 1 was a stronger season overall. So people are saying Ryan is going to new suit for finale. I mean, they've got to. Kate / Cersei destroyed the suit in the final shot of this episode, so they're going to have to make a new suit. That suit's gone. There we go. Lost my spot again. Here we go. Mary is becoming more of a season 4 Iris. The writers don't really know what to do with the character and make her clinic legalish. Yeah, I get that feeling too. She hasn't really had much to do at all right now. Love Bitsy too. She and Tyler make a great couple. I think she looks older than Clark, but that's only making it more realistic. They're both good-looking people. I agree. And I was a little... it took me a while to get used to, like, her look. She's got a very distinguished look. She definitely stands out from a crowd. And I don't think it's in necessarily a bad way, but in a way you kind of got to get used to. But her acting chops have sold her more than anything. So she's the lowest to me right now. There's a short video of Tom Welling announcing that he and Michael Rosenbaum are working on an animated Smallville return. Apparently they've been talking about this for a while. Because I was looking, I saw that video floating around Twitter because it was like somebody's cameo, which they were told not to share, but lo and behold, they've shared it all over the internet. But if you go back looking about it, they've been talking about trying to get this animated series off the ground for about a year. So I just hope they do, because I'm down for that. And it seems like Tom Welling's got a little bit of reinvigoration for the role. You know, he was like one kind of like Crisis, I think was supposed to be like a one and done, but then he was like, he said, I would be willing to come back as the Superman and actually wear the suit in the Batman universe, like in the Matt Reeves Batman universe, if that was a possibility. And now we got this animated show, so it'd be pretty cool. Loki brings the Arrowverse into the MCU. I don't know, there were all those rumors that Disney had considered buying DC, so who knows? They might eventually. Thoughts on this final season? Hold on, sorry, skipped one. I wonder who decided at DC to give Batwing a badunkadunk. I don't know, man. When you have a superhero who is literally more famous because of his ass, I don't know. Somebody had something going on there. Literally, Nightwing's ass is just as famous as him, especially considering there are canon names for each of his individual butt cheeks. Thoughts on the final season of Supergirl? Listen, season 5 of Supergirl was the biggest dumpster fire on the planet as far as a season that I've seen of any show. The first couple episodes, the first 2 or 3 episodes right after Crisis, I thought were really enjoyable, and they set the tone set the stage for the season to like continue strong, and then it just went downhill from there and became the most uncoherent, bullshit, boring ass, nonsensical storyline. Put to film. Season 5 of Supergirl was straight garbage, and I can't even, as much as I love the cast, and I've always had like a little bit strong bias against Supergirl, not like against the show, not against anybody on it, because I like the characters and I like the actors, actresses, all of them. I think they do some really great job, and I think there's some great people outside of the show. But my God, that season 5 episode was, or season 5 season in general was just trash. And they even took like my favorite character, Brainy, and made him like just sideline the shit out of him the entire time. Like they gave him this cool storyline and then just did nothing with it. Yeah. And then you have Skinner from X-Files, Mitch Pileggi showing up, and he's boring as hell too. I just don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. But season 6 so far, I've really enjoyed. Surprisingly enough. Am I the only one that thinks all the Disney Plus shows are trash? Yes. I don't see how at all anybody thinks they're trash legitimately. Not at all. Because I thought they're fucking gold. Now, they're not like Watchmen, HBO's Watchmen. It's not like Chernobyl. But they're like, as far as like superhero content goes and live action, those are some of the best you're going to get. I'm sorry. Flash reminds me of Fast and Furious movies, well, these family references this season. Yeah, I can't lie. There's been so many times that my brain has just in my head, and maybe I didn't always. I've just been a couple of times in my reactions where I've called it out, but I can tell you, like, there's been more times than I've verbalized where I've just like Vin Diesel's voice came to mind so much this season of Flash. I don't like many Disney shows, but I love the Marvels stuff, so it's a conundrum. Yeah, man, I think all the Disney as far as like the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff on Disney Plus, I think it's all been bangers, man. 3 weeks of Superman. Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider, that'd be kind of cool. Michael Fassbender would be amazing. Glad we got some agreements in here. Unexpected stream, cool. Will I make watch Star? Yes, I'm going to react to Stargirl when that comes out. Diggle will be Green Lantern by the end of it. I am wholeheartly in line with that because he said it in the most non-spoilerly way that he could in the interview he gave with like EW. Hear me out. Directed by Zack Snyder. That'd be cool. Isn't Ghost Rider the Marvel character Zack Snyder said he wanted to do if he ever did one? Michael Fassbender will be in Kung Fury 2. Can't wait for this movie. What? Really? Am I waiting for the Shang-Chi trailer? I will be reacting to it whenever it comes out. Shout out to I Swallow Come. Oh my God. Damn it. You fucking got me. How dare you? Motherfucker.
Screamer.
That's not the first time somebody's got me with something like that too. The what makes me such like so vulnerable to shit like that is because like I have to really focus on what I'm reading because I have like I have some pretty strong dyslexia. So like when I read, like that's why you see me like slip up and sometimes I'll read things out of order. So like when you guys super chat me, I make a very conscious effort to look at it one word at a time. And I was like, fuck. Damn it. Playing my brain issue. I don't know what you call that. I don't know what I'd call it. I think the wine's getting to me at this point. Daredevil in Hawkeye? That'd be awesome. When is Shang-Chi trailer coming out? I don't think we know. This is supposed to be sometime tonight. Michael Fassbender is Doctor Doom or Magneto again. Both are good. I agree with both of those. I think it would be a Western cowboy or something on set photos of him in an old time outfit. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. And so I've heard that it's like he's playing the first, because like it's a time travel episode. I mean, it's the Legends of Tomorrow. From what I've heard, he's playing the first black law enforcement officer of all time, like in the U.S. That's what I've heard. So I don't know if that's true or not. Did you see the articles that Stephen and Robbie Amell are doing a Code 8 sequel? I have. I thought the first one was okay. I did like a review for it. It was all right. I mostly watched it for those two, and I did contribute to the Kickstarter for it, but it's getting Netflix traction, so I'm sure the second one will probably be a little bit better. I don't get how people can complain about Bitsy being too old at 40, but then don't say anything about 46-year-old Amy Adams. Amy Adams, she's just got it good with those jeans, man. Saw the Titan season 3 trailer and I'm cringing. Never liked the Joker Jason Todd event. Really? I think that's one of my favorite arcs in the comics. The comic, I think his mom betrayed him, which is really sad. Yeah, his mom turned him over to the Joker. Like he finally finds out who his biological mom is, and the Joker had been using her to lure him into his trap and then kills him. Kills them both. First Flash always. See, as awesome as Reverse Flash is, I don't think he's the deadliest of his villains. Not with the evidence we've been presented with, at least right now. Eric Wallace is pulling up stories from New 52 and Rebirth comics. Yep. Which is, I think, is fun, something fun that they can do right now. So my goal will only be confirmed that Wallace Day will be in season 3. Did it? Did they confirm Wallace Day's in season 3? Because I haven't seen that yet. Have you seen the Flash trailer for next episode? I did. And I'm excited because I'm hoping these last couple episodes are just going to be nail biters, because they really need it after these last couple episodes. You should check out the CW show In the Dark. I haven't heard of it. I might look into it then. Of course, the ratings are the highest, newest thing, and everybody's running for it. And it's getting this beautiful word of mouth. Superman Lois has this strong word of mouth, and it's got people over that aren't, or it's won people over that have either left the CW behind them, which are a lot. There's a lot of people that have just stopped watching your typical CW stuff. You know, stop watching Flash around season 3 or Arrow around season 4 and just haven't watched since, and then they come back to this and they're like, well, yeah. And then those same people are like, please don't have any of the other stuff touch it, and they don't understand how the production works. Listen, if anybody makes a guest appearance on a show, that show's writers and production team and directors have charge over how that character is handled. They don't just come in and muddy things up. So even if you don't like the writing or the portrayals or something like on another show, when they come over, they are handled by the hands that are handling the show you are watching them on. So I feel like if anybody shows up on Superman and Lois, they're going to be treated with just the same respect as everything else. Who here has seen and liked John Carter of Mars? I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. How do you feel about Wallace Day as Kate so far? Do you think they should have went with her in the beginning of the season instead of missing Kate's storyline? I think they should have went with her in the very beginning. 100%. I like Ryan, but I'm still Team Kate if we're talking overall. Just because everything is tied to her. Thank you, Jason, for the super chat. Good to see you. Keep up the great work, my dude. Thank you for the kind words and the super chat, man. Thank you. And stop celebrating Squad for trolling me with that. Even though he tipped me money. Super chatted me money. He made me say something so devious on the internet that will live in infamy forever. Let's not do that. No, I'm kidding. I'm a good sport. That was a good play. Good play. What happened to the blood guy in Flash? As far as we know, he got locked up again. I mean, Ava let him go. No, Ava didn't let him go. Did she? Did he? I don't remember. Did Ava let him out? Because I feel like, no, he didn't. He stayed locked up. So he's still locked up at Argus. Can't wait for Stargirl. Me too. I can't wait for it. You know, it's amazing that Superman Lois has the most views on season 1 than Supergirl from 1 to 6. Honestly, it's not surprising to me. Not surprising to me at all. Because Superman and Lois right now is like a 4-quadrant series. Supergirl seasons 1 through 4 target a very specific demographic. So they shot themselves in the foot with how they handled seasons 1 through 4 of Supergirl. And when they finally started to get away from it in season 5 just happened to be a dumpster fire. I watched the DC shows until the end. Same. And Walking Dead too. But I stopped watching Fear the Walking Dead. I never even started it because I was like, I'm too committed to one. I don't need to watch another one. I get enough repetitive zombie slaying in one show. I don't need to watch the other ones. And then they tried to bait me over there by sending shit. I don't even remember his name at this point. Guy with the staff from season 1 of Walking Dead. Damn it. See, he hasn't been on the show for so long, I forgot his name. They sent him over there. And I did not follow that bait. TV show The Flash back in the day. Did you like it? I watched it a long time ago. It was very good. I loved it. Are you talking about like the 90s Flash with John Wesley Shipp? Because I used to rent those rent those God damn it, VHSs a lot back in the day. I always thought they were movies, though. I didn't realize until much later that they were episodes of a TV show, because I never watched it live, but I rented those VHSs a lot back in the day. Am I going to watch Black Widow in theaters first? Yes. Was the Suicide Squad trailer... First, there was the Suicide Squad trailer. Now the Smallville animated series. Everything the WB doesn't want revealed is being revealed, although I think Suicide Squad trailer was a marketing strategy. I think that was I think that might have been a fluke, but it was a really good fluke. These cameo videos are publicly available on their website. Are they? I didn't know that. I thought they were just sent exclusively to the person. I actually read first 3-bar Zoom novels. Princess of Mars. Oh, you're talking about, I think, Carter? Sorry, I got a text about our trip. First 7 episodes of season 6 was boring. Me. Wait, season 6 of what? Are we talking about Supergirl? I thought they were boring. I thought they were entertaining. I was a sucker for a lot of the performances this time around. I think you're talking about Supergirl. I'm guessing you didn't see my Shang-Chi comment. Shang-Chi comment? Oh, yeah, I missed that. Sorry. Looks like cool if Shang-Chi trains Spider-Man like in the comics. That would be cool. Ah, Sheena, thank you. Literally super chatted just to shout out the guy that got me to say I swallowed him.
Streamer.
But thank you. I appreciate that, Sheena. You better be drinking too. Alk Squad, assemble. We don't have Mandy though, so. Do you watch American Horror Story? I do. Even though most people that I watched it for have moved on. However, I saw, and I didn't react to it because I thought it was just like a little teaser. So I watched it on my own. I watched the teaser for American Horror Stories, the anthology series coming out, because I've been really excited for that. Every episode will be a separate, self-contained individual story. That has me excited. And they're bringing back a lot of their OG cast members for that because it's not like a long form season. So I mean, I'm really hoping we get some Evan Peters back in action for it. So I'm looking forward to it. I thought that looked awesome. As far as the actual next season of American Horror Story, I know it's dual, like it's 2 themes that they're going with, but I can't remember what themes they're going to be. Have I ever watched Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I've only seen the first 3 seasons and I just stopped watching after season 3. It couldn't keep me around. I've heard it got better though, but I don't know. It might be one of those things that I'll just watch it like much later. What do you predict? Better martial arts in Shang-Chi or Snake Eyes? Probably Shang-Chi. I feel like we're gonna get better martial arts in Shang-Chi. That's my guess, based on what we've seen of the trailers so far. If I remember correctly, Wallace Day mentioned in an interview she was in season 3. Good. I really hope she sticks around. My ultimate wish is a Netflix to Icewind Dale. That would be dope. An Icewind Dale series would be awesome. Bitsy Tulloch doesn't even look 40. I agree with that. I think Ryan going to have the same suit design or a different one. I think we're going to get a whole new suit. Whole new suit. Cool. That's especially, you don't destroy a suit not to come back with a new design. So I feel like that's where it's going to go. Squad donated money, but also made you say, I don't see anything bad with this one. Yeah, I agree with that one. Can't wait for Store Girl. Morgan. When does the next season of Stargirl come out? I think it's in August. I think it comes out in August. Yeah, August 10th. The way I heard Kate's storyline will continue in season 3 of Batwoman. I heard that they'll start filming season 3 mid-July. Awesome. See, okay, and just the mentioning of CW TV rating app. Do you use the TV rating app? If so, do you mind telling me which one? I don't. I just go to series. What was that? Series finale? So I can't remember. There's a website I go to when I check the ratings. Which one is it? Should still be in my tvseriesfinale.com is where I check the ratings on things. This is something that again, just bringing that up again, and it's going to be a little bit of a tangent, and I've done it before. What's up, Busy? Is that ultimately, while the ratings do show how many live people are watching a show, you got to remember, as most of you have admitted yourselves in this chat, and myself until I started trying to do this earlier than my normal time to try to optimize my time better with work, we all, pretty much most of us, watch it on the app. Those ratings do not take into account anybody that watches it on the CW app or just waits for it to be on Netflix or HBO. Things like Riverdale failed on TV. Failed. Skyrocketed once it went to Netflix. There is a viewership for these shows. They would not renew these shows if they were losing money on these shows. Hate it or love it, whatever you feel about it, there is a silent majority that are watching these shows on streaming services, on CW app, on YouTube Live TV, on their DVRs, that are not live views. The rating system that is used for whatever these clickbait articles want to talk about, and we've talked about this on our talks before, do not factor in any of that. And you're telling me these shows that are targeted towards like teenagers and people in their like 20s to early 30s, these shows, this channel that is primarily targeted towards that demographic, you're telling me like people 30 and under are still paying for cable? You have like anomalies like myself who I only did as of a few months ago just so I could try to get these videos out for you faster. That's the only reason I have it. I was watching it for 10 years only on the app. I never paid for cable. Those ratings only attribute anybody that pays for network cable television service. It does not account for the app, it's free. It's fucking free. You're telling me that the target audience for these shows are paying for like hundreds of dollars to have cable TV? No. People are watching this on the app for free. And those numbers are not accounted for. But CW still makes their money from that because of the ad revenue. That's why when you go to the site, there's 5 ads per episode. And those ads run forever, or they feel like they do. It's like 2.5 solid minutes of ads when you're watching it online. And that's how they make their money. They don't give a shit about the live TV. They lose money on live TV. They make their money with the ad revenue and by selling them post-season to streaming services. These shows are built to be picked up and binged later. That's why they're having it. The only reason they make their money live is because they need this constant cycle of network television. That's why you have these shows with these longer seasons like The Flash that has like 20 some episodes a season, because they need things airing at a constant cycle so they can sell ad space. CW is a free network. You don't even need a cable provider to watch the CW. You just need an open air antenna and a screen that has power, and you can watch it. You don't have to pay Suddenlink. You don't have to pay Verizon. You can just plug into an outlet for free and watch it. It's not the same as what's happening on Marvel. It's not the same as what's happening on any of these other premium network services, and you can even include AMC into that because that is not a local cable station. It is not free. You have to pay for cable for stuff like AMC, so you can even argue the quality on AMC is better, which it is. But that's a whole different ball game. You can't even compare that. It's a different thing. You just have to live in an area, plug in, and CW is there for you. And then even if you don't have that, you just got to have a phone, a tablet, and you can go to their app and watch it for free. And you're telling me people aren't just watching things for free when they can? I'll tell you, if it wasn't for this channel, I would not fucking pay for anything. But I want to get this to you guys. Because also, I don't need to be sleeping 2 hours a night going into work with 2 hours of sleep. And welcome to my TED Talk. That has been my TED Talk. So, quartering, whatever, all these channels that want to use these ratings releases for these shows as a weapon, as evidence of their failings, can go eat shit, because that's not what they're judged on. I'm sorry. Not to call any specific people out, but we all know who they are. Just left work. Drinking will happen soon, for sure. Always wondered, how did Spider-Man learn gymnastics and martial arts even though he has spider powers? Apparently the spider powers themselves made him nimble and jump, because a lot of the spider DNA that he got was from like also like jumping spider, because spiders themselves are pretty nimble. So like that kind of came with it, the gymnastics of it all. And I'm sure he trained and practiced on his own, obviously, as he's figuring out his powers, but the martial arts definitely came later. As he started to get like colleagues and stuff like that. Morgan, Walking Dead. Morgan, that's what you meant. You were answering me. See, I was confused. I was like, we're talking about Morgan Edge? Morgan Edge? That was where I went. Morgan, yes. I knew it was an M, and my brain was telling me Marcus, but I was like, that's not right. But I knew it was an M, but I just couldn't get there. Morgan, yes. They brought him over to Fear the Walking Dead. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not starting another show. I'm not starting another rabbit hole right now when the main tunnel of your storyline is still not holding a lot of water. Because that was around the point where I felt like the main show was losing steam. So I was like, I'm not going to watch another show if you can't keep your main line strong. So I just never went over there. And then you got this third spinoff with the kids, and then who knows? Apparently the Rick Grimes movies start filming soon, so those will be coming out not too long from now. Haven't paid for cable in 10 years. Thought the latest episode of Loki was awesome. I agree. What are the things you like about Titans and the things I don't? Okay, so the things I like about Titans are the castings. I like the actors and the actresses. I think the guy playing Dick is a perfect casting choice. I like the guy playing Gar. I feel like as far as the castings go, I think they're pretty spot on across the board. Another thing I like is the production design. The production design I think is really solid. And the suits. The suits are some of the best in the business as far as superhero costumes. Love them. However, what I hate about the show is how reliant it is on being edgy without having a good story to back it. Like, it wants to be dark, but it has shite writers. Dick Grayson in the first season, he literally will make a step forward with his character development one episode, and then the next episode can 100% 180 away from it. He did that like 4 times in season 1, and that continued. He didn't even stop at the end of that season. That continued into season 2 with him backflipping on his storyline. He didn't learn anything for 2 seasons. It took until the season finale, or the episode before the season finale of season 2, for him to actually finally make it over his arc. And he's the only character that has finished their arc. Gar has been forgotten about. Raven literally they forgot about a demon she created that is going out and killing people. That has never been addressed since the season ended. They even said it was still alive and killing people, but they're just ignoring it. Raven's storyline was ignored. It was also rushed. The whole Trigon thing being wrapped up in a piss poor episode of season 2 was awful. They had one strong episode where they introduced us to the flashback of Jericho, which I really liked in season 2. But from that point forward, they could not execute on anybody's storylines. No one has a full arc in this, and all of them are stupid. Everybody but Gar is stupid. Stupid. Sorry. I hate the writing in season 2. And 1. I hate the writing in that show. They got new writers for season 3, so we'll see. Hey, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Destro. I forget people haven't seen the show sometimes, but I didn't give you any specifics. You just know that Dick's arc concludes a few episodes before season 2's finale. I didn't give you any. Oh, I said the Trigon thing, but you probably, with where you are right now, I don't think you have any clue who that is yet, so don't worry. Yeah, Gar and Superboy have been mostly just whatever. Gar's been stagnant. Like, they've had nothing for Gar to do. I don't know. It's just fucking stupid. I can't stand it. And that's why I'm like, as much as people hate on Batwoman, it's got leagues better writing than Titans does. And that's sad to say. And if you want to debate me, I will at least say Blind Wave agrees with me, and I'll take that as a win. I love when Uncle Morgan flew to visit the family. I love that too. And he's like, Uncle Morgan's paying a visit. I loved that. I love that. That got me. Fear the Walking Dead. How stupid can we make people in the show? I've watched one episode of Fear the Walking Dead. It was just a random episode because when I was because again, I watched The Walking Dead on AMC the next day, like when it's on there for free. And they did that thing where they shove an episode of something else at the end of a Walking Dead episode. And I was like, wow, this episode's really long. And then it just started this Fear the Walking Dead episode. And I just watched it for a few minutes. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to step away from this. Chilling with listening to Omni's words of wisdom, our cult leader. Yes, yes. Where you can drink the wine. And then you swallow it down the wrong hole. What's up, Russianese? I feel like the people that worship Titans are the people that take edge over substance, no matter how something is. Just because it's dark and edgy, that automatically equates good to some people. Do you think Flash is a good show? I do. I do think it's a good show, despite its low moments. Because again, like these bad moments never erase the heights that the Flash has reached. I feel like the Flash has reached some of the greatest heights of any superhero show we've ever seen. And that includes Superman and Lois right now. Like I feel like the Flash at its peak is a strong show, and it's got some more memorable moments than some things we've got even in Superman and Lois. And those moments will never be depreciated, no matter how the Flash is doing now. So I will still say it's a good show. And even if you don't take it seriously, it's still a good show. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's campy. And sometimes comic books are campy. And some people, again, the same people that'll be like, Edge is good. We need gritty, edgy, dark, for it to be a good comic book series. And I was like, have you fucking read a comic book? Have you? I feel like the Arrowverse as a whole, and that's why some people just can't take it seriously, is because they have fun with it. They treat it with love as best that they can, as WB will let them do it. And sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. And then you have people who are just like, oh, it's just too campy. I can't take it seriously. I'm sorry. Then you never read a comic book. You don't care about this stuff at all then. I'm sorry. I'll tell it how it is. Yeah, down the wrong hole. Shut up. After that squad joke, pretty sure everybody's still in the gutter. Can you imagine the arrow talk down the bad guys? No, he put a fucking arrow in them. I just think there's a lot of people that take dark and gritty, and that's all they need. The second something has any semblance of lightheartedness or airiness to it, they can't take it seriously, and I'm sorry, that's just how the world is, and get over it. I feel like some people are still stuck on their like fucking teenage phase, and they've never gotten out of it. Grow up. Stop watching that crap after season 3. See, and then you have people like Russianese, who's probably exactly who I'm talking about. Greetings from a fellow Brit. Superman and Lois season 1 or Flash season 1? Flash season 1, probably. I still think I like it more. I will say the reason I don't like WB shows is that they seem to think they are made for teenagers. I do like Titans because it's darker and edgier. Is the writing good? I've read tons of comics. Hey, Sugar Ray coming in with her own rhyme. Wine. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Sugar Mama Ray, coming in. And listen, I'll be blunt about it too, because I think a lot of the people that think that way are just immature. Sorry, not sorry. Slade, I'm sorry for what I did on the island, but you have powers and can help people. Please use your powers and help people. I think Slade on Arrow is definitely better than Slade in Titans. And Destro, comics are read and made for teenagers. Like, that's their target audience. Especially DC. And that's why I feel like those shows are the way they should be. Like, it's not... They get dark. They can get dark when they want to. Savitar, that arc, and Zoom, that shit was dark as fuck. Arrow definitely rode that line for a long time. And sometimes the comics are campy, especially The Flash. The comics of The Flash can be fucking campy. Batman's had his campy arcs. I feel like the WB, what they do is a good blend of every tone from the comics. Usually, like I said, the first couple of seasons, like, is where they were all the strongest. But yeah, I mean, Titans is edgy, but with the worst writing I've ever seen, outside of Supergirl season 5. How do you like Wallet Day's look with the bat suit she did? I haven't seen her in a bat suit yet, so I don't know what you're talking about. I like DC's Legends. Fair enough. See, DC, at least with DC's Legends, like, it's like they just do whatever the fuck they want. They don't even care anymore. Are we being comic accurate? Hell no. Do we care? No. Let's just have fun. Fuck it. And I can't fault the show when they're just having fun. I can fault them when they have an episode that gets us nowhere and isn't fun. Like this last episode of The Flash. But I feel like people are too... I don't know. Listen, I was an emo, edgy ass kid. I like shit dark, gritty, and disgusting when I was a kid. I have well grown out of that. I don't care. I still like that stuff when it happens, but I'm too old to be depressed. Sorry. I'm just... I like it when it happens. You just gotta make it good and compelling. And some of this shit isn't good or compelling. What's up, Jack? Yeah. Guess you missed the poll the other day. Do you think Loki has the time stone? I've heard a couple people say that, and I don't know. I'm too old to be depressed. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm sorry. I like lighthearted shit. It keeps me going. If I wanted to be depressed and moody all the time, sure. And I'm, like I said, I'm okay with that stuff when it's good, it serves a purpose, and it gets you somewhere in the story. And some of these things, too many people take it at face value. Am I the only person on the planet who liked 1984? I liked Wonder Woman 1984. I had a good time. It was a fun movie to watch. It was dumb as hell, and the writing was bad. But I had fun watching it. So, I enjoyed it, but not for the reasons that the movie wanted me to enjoy it. How does being depressed have to do with age, Omni? I don't... The older I get, the less time I have on this world. So I'd like to spend as much time of it being in a better mood. I even said in my review, it wasn't a good movie, but I enjoyed my time watching it. I had fun. It was stupid. The plot made no sense, but I had fun watching it. Like the performances, I thought were okay. I thought kind of like how I felt about Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 was it was a good rom-com with dumb superhero shit around it. Like the moments with Steve and when you exclude how Steve is there, which they didn't need to do that. But if you exclude how Steve is there and just their moments together, it was really heartwarming. But again, stupid. I don't know how to explain it, but I know what you mean. Exactly. No time to waste. So like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that some people think campy or cheesy is automatically, they discredit it as bad. It's people like that I feel like have not matured yet in their life. Thoughts on the new Supergirl suit from the Flash movie? I like it a lot. Again, the photos that we've seen, and the reason I haven't made a video from it is because Barbara Muschietti was begging people to stop sharing photos of the movie before the movie's out, because that's not how the movie's going to look when it comes out. It's just that they people are like, what are with those weird fake abs? It was a wiring harness under the suit. They had her up and doing a flying scene. That's what that was. That was her harness. Like, people complaining about it. The visuals aren't there. The effects aren't there. There's even people are like, she doesn't have a cape. I was like, well, there's a shot of her not flying where she's got a cape. Half the time, Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck didn't have a cape because it's CGI'd later. Most capes in these movies are CGI now. Of course, she's going to have a cape. It looks like the Laura Lane Kent suit from Injustice. And she's got Laura Lane Kent's haircut. So I'm wondering if this is going to be Laura Lane Kent. If we have like a time skip after the events of Justice League and stuff like that, and this is maybe Superman and Lois do have a kid in this. Either she's from a different universe, or in this universe, instead of having a boy like Snyder had planned, they have a girl, and Supergirl in this world is Henry Cavill and Amy Adams' daughter. That could be cool. I mean, we definitely have seen a time skip, considering though that I feel like Ezra Miller would be a lot older than he looks right now if it was enough for her to be the age we see her at. So I feel like it's going to be time shenanigans. Batman One was too campy. There is a line, and I do appreciate Batman and Robin for being more like Adam West, because you also got to imagine the intent. The intent behind the Adam West show was to be this wholesome, fun afternoon show for people back in the day. Like, it was meant to be the way it is. You got to consider the intent behind it. And the problem I think a lot of people have with Batman and Robin and the campiness was Joel Schumacher tried to make it Adam West after everybody was wanting more Tim Burton. So it works if it was set up, if it had been set up in a Adam West kind of world, but we had two movies prior to it, and they were meant to be continuations of the Michael Keaton and the Val Kilmer stuff. So like, that's why it was weird, because it was very tonally different, and it jived people the wrong way. It was around a period where campiness probably wasn't what a lot of people were looking for. But I still like watching that movie because it's just fun. I've heard the rumors that Grant Flash is going to be in the new Flash movie. I would not be surprised if he's in it, and I believe the moment Ezra appeared on the Flash TV show on Crisis is part of what is happening in the Flash movie. What do I think about the new costumes of the Shazam family? I think they look a lot better. I think they look cheaper. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'll be honest. I like the old suit, but I wasn't a fan of the actual electronic light in his chest, nor how padded his suit looked. But I like the look of it. I don't like the look of everybody else's suit. Again, not a fan of the padding. These suits don't look to be padded, but something about the material looks a little cheap to me, especially the lightning bolts. And the green one, his is borderline black. Like, it's almost like we have two black costumes out of the characters. He's definitely not as green as he was in the previous one, but again, it's all right. They needed an upgrade, and I'm sure once it's on screen, it's going to look better. So I thought they were a good. The details were in there, but there's some things that I didn't quite like about the new suits, but overall they're good. I think once see them in action on screen, I'll probably forget about it. I think she's from the multiverse. Supergirl is a completely different race than Henry and Amy Adams, I think. I mean, yeah, she is Latina, so like it wouldn't make sense for her to be born from Henry Cavill or Amy Adams, but who knows? You don't know. Maybe Amy Adams has some latent history in there. Plus, Clark's got alien DNA. Who knows what the fuck happens when he bones a human? They can do whatever they want with it. I think you need to stop sipping that wine, bro. So if somebody doesn't like a movie, they show huge hatred, they're immature. Yeah. If they show huge hatred, yeah. The complaints that people raise are not founded. And a lot of the time are very subsurface, low standard, low brow, not a true reason, and it's just grasping at straws. You can not like something, but people go out of their way to disavow anybody else's love of a thing. Something cannot be for you, but then there's a lot of these people are going out of their way to just call it trash when that's not what it is. That's called an opinion. The moment you say your opinion is fact, you are delusional. Honk. Is that you getting my attention? I mean, it is getting late. Dinner time, I guess. But yes, I mean, huge hatred as they keep it to themselves. I mean, that's fine. It's when they start touting it from the rooftops. Again, I don't think it's not wrong. I don't think you have to like anything, but you have to understand your tastes do not equate everybody's tastes. There are so many people that think their idea of what is good is the definitive of everybody else's. And that's what I'm talking about. The people that discount anything else just because they themselves don't like it. I'm not saying it's not okay. I'm not saying that it's not okay to like something or not like something or to hate on something. But the moment that you are spending your time hunting down people to ostracize them for liking a thing that you don't like, why? Or spouting it as fact, like you have the definitive idea on what is good and what is bad. That is when you're crossing a line. Saying that this campaign is not good as otherwise. Again, it comes down to the intent, I think. Pizza time. Not gonna lie, I like Stargirl. It's kind of overrated, I think. In the moment, I really liked it. Again, opinions aren't right or wrong. They're just opinions. And Destro, as to what you're saying, again, I'm not saying like your taste in it is wrong or immature. I'm saying the people that just take things at face value and don't think about anything and then use that as a reason to discount something else. So I might not have worded that before the best of ways, but like what I'm saying, you can like whatever you like. That's fine. But there are people that equate just being dark and gritty as being better than something that is campy and lighthearted. There are people that will only take one or the other, but they will also shit on that other thing because it's not the thing they like. That's what I'm talking about. And you see it all the time. I see it all the time. Maybe because, again, I'm kind of doing this channel and this stuff. I'm forced to be on the internet a lot. I'm forced to be on social media. I kind of can't not be on there. Yeah, no, I definitely did that. What? But you've never heard us say, yo, don't watch that movie. It's garbage. Yeah. But I'll if I'm interested in it, I'll watch it myself and give my own opinion. I watch a lot of movies that people have said are garbage, but I'll watch it and give you my own opinion. If I'm interested in it, I'll watch it and I'll give you my opinion. My opinion is my opinion, and that's all it is. And I get trashed on for my opinion quite a bit, so it's fine. But yeah, my main focus is the people that use one thing as an attack against another. Like, it doesn't equate one way or the other. It's tastes, it's opinion. It doesn't discount or disqualify anything else. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense now after I've kind of went back on it? Again, I get really heated about this because I deal with it all the time. So I probably didn't word it as accurately as I could have. Thoughts on Jupiter's Legacy? I haven't watched it. I saw the trailer and it didn't look like something that interested me. Now that it's canceled, I definitely don't have much of an interest in checking it out. It's like when people find out I'm afraid of heights and they verbally attack me and call me a hypophobic. Yeah, that's dumb. That's not what I'm trying to do. That is definitely not what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't word that in the best of ways. I definitely wasn't saying you were immature, though, for liking Titans. I'm just saying that there are a lot of people, and not you, that think the way I described. And I see it all the time, especially on social media. Some of the ways that people try to justify their reasoning is saying your opinion is wrong or just idiotic. Exactly. Q-Force is the best laugh I've had in a while. What's Q-Force? Not because of what's in it, but because of what it is at all. Cobra Kai or Superman and Lois? Ooh. This is probably gonna, I don't know, man. Cobra Kai. I get a lot of enjoyment out of Cobra Kai. While Superman and Lois is really compelling and well made, I just love Cobra Kai so much. Probably too late. Yeah, I missed that. Fuck. I'm trying to get a graphics card and I missed it. So yeah, sorry about that. Sorry I wasn't too clear on that. I think Timekeepers is actually Kang. I don't know if he's actually, I think he's one of them. I'm not completely sold on a lot of people who think that the Timekeepers aren't real. But I do think Kang is one of them, and who knows? He might be the only one now. Who knows? The other two might be dead. Kang could have killed him. Who knows? He might be the only one in control of everything right now. So I'm pretty curious to see what unfolds, but I do think Kang is probably involved. Q-Force is in sort of most hysterical gay stuff we have seen granted a laugh at. Q-Force. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of it. As an LGBTQ person myself, Q-Force is shocking why they'd think it'd be great to release. Looks awful. Watch the trailer. It's only 55 seconds long. Hold on. I'm not going to play it, but I'm just gonna, if it's that short, I'm just going to watch it right now. What the fuck is this? Oh, that was I'll say that qualifies as a little extra. I don't know, man. Oh, that was funny though. That cracked me up. I don't know. It might have been like your all's expectations of it. Jesus. Like, I know plenty, and it's just like, it seems like like that's like a caricature. I feel like, I know there are people that act like that, but like that is not like the basis of like most people. Because I know plenty, and I don't know. That's like going really hard in like one direction, so I'm not sure. Have I seen Primal? No. I've wanted to. I reacted to the trailer, but I have not gotten around to it yet. I love Gendy Tartakovsky's work, so it's something I definitely want to check out sometime. I don't know what I expected. I thought it was gonna be like a live action thing. I didn't think it was gonna be animated, but it definitely seems like something that would be like on Comedy Central like 10 years ago. Do we still not have a Shang-Chi? No, still no Shang-Chi. All right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up. It's getting late. I got to get some dinner. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm sorry if I wasn't too clear on my feelings about certain things. I just get really irritated sometimes because of those types of people are always in my comments. And sometimes that frustration builds up. Sometimes it builds up. Dinner time. It's on Adult Swim. That makes a little more sense then. Oh no, Primal's on Adult Swim. But guys, thank you all so much. I might do, I don't know. Keep an eye out. Again, like I said, we won't have a live stream Saturday because I'm out of town until Sunday afternoon. So keep an eye out. Next week, we might do an early stream or something like that next week. I'm not too sure. Just kind of, we'll play it by ear. If I do, I'll post it on the community tab. So keep an eye out for that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the super chats, the conversation, and for putting up with me being slightly belligerent. But I'll catch you guys. Well, probably in the comments on the next video. And then as far as live conversations, guaranteed we'll be back Saturday next week as usual. Take care, everybody.